we have the Dodgers trade Gavin Lux to the Reds. So the Dodgers get a competitive balance pick, round A, and outfield prospect Mike Soroka, not to be confused with Mike Soroka. Um, so that competitive balance pick, round A, is that pick between, I think it's the first and second rounds. If it's round A, I think it's between the first and second rounds of the draft if you spent above the luxury tax floor.
Yes. So yeah.
Correct?
So A is between the first and second. B is the second and third. And these were the old compensation picks you used to get when somebody with a qualifying
Yeah,
offer signed. Now they're also part of this pool too.
yeah, gotcha. So yeah, this addresses the Reds' need at second base with India going to the Royals. So how do we think Gavin Lux fits in that Cincinnati Reds lineup?
I, Gavin Lux to me is a bit of a mystery. He came up with so much hype. He was such a big deal, and then he immediately got hurt, and then he was slow to come back, and he had a really slow start after that, and he's turned into be a pretty decent second baseman. Um, but I don't think we've really seen who Gavin Lux truly is yet. He's always been he went from really hyped prospect to guy that sort of had a job, but it wasn't like for sure. Uh, I think I think Cincinnati's a great spot for him to basically restart. Like, let's relaunch, do it in Cincinnati. I'm going to play every day. There's not the same pressure here as in LA, and just see what he is. I mean, that could end up being a massive steal for the Reds or not.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a great reset for him to go and play every day, just like you said. And there's nobody behind him pushing him out looking for his job, right? Like he is going to be penciled in at second base every single day. No one's going to push him out of that position. Mookie's not going to come in from right and play second, or Edmund's not going to come in and play second just because, he's in an 0 for 4 slump. No, dude, if you're, 0 for your last 12, you're still going to be in there at second base as long as you're healthy. Like no one's taking your spot. This is yours. Like let's develop into the player we know you can be. That's where I think going to Cincinnati is going to help
Yeah, and I
him
think
for
the X
sure.
factor here is a guy like Tito Francona. I think Francona is going to be, a really good influence on
Yes.
him, helping him settle into a new place. But I think also, helping him develop and get comfortable and build that confidence and play to the level he can play. LA is just a totally different beast. All the personalities, all the expectations, all the money. He kind of got lost in the shuffle there. I think a reset in Cincinnati will be good. I think Francona will be huge for him.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Still don't know what to think of this Reds team. I At all. Like I don't know. Kind of lost with them. Like they're just so young, and but that central's such a question
Yeah.
mark that I don't, you know what I mean? Like I'm lost. Like are they gonna? Because a couple of years ago they looked like these young kids are like, oh well, they're ready to go. They're ready to compete now because they were close to the wild card. They were close to the wild card last
They
year
were.
too, I believe, or in it
Yeah, they
in it for
faded
a
down the
while.
stretch, but they were in it for
So
a while.
like right. So when does this team get over that hump and get into the playoffs for the first time in a while?
I don't I
Is
don't
it
think
this
they're
year?
there yet. I view it as last year was like the assessment. What do we have? Next year is okay, let's take one more step forward and like let's stay on the edge and be close. And then I think it's 26 where you see them take the next step forward. Because by then like who's really going to make it, who's not. Um, who might be in the queue that's going to take somebody else's spot. What holes do you really have? I think this is a big year for them to see who takes that step forward, and then you build your team in 26 based on that.
Yeah, and I mean, like you mentioned already, I think the Francona signing is absolutely humongous, and who knows, he could bring him to the playoffs this first year. Um, Promised Land is a little far out, especially with that National League gauntlet, but they're heading in the right direction, I believe.